Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Dianna in the kitchen, and on today's episode I'll be making some mackerel rundown. Alright, so that's some salt mackerel rundown. It's a Jamaican tradition, it's a Jamaican favorite, and I'm sure it's somebody out there favorite, but I know it's my favorite. Alright, so just for a quick breakdown in the ingredients, I have about 5 cups of freshly grated coconut milk right here. I have 1 pound of salted mackerel. I will show you guys exactly how I got it to this stage. You can always choose to buy the one that is already deboned, or you can debone it yourself, but I like to just put it in some tiny chunks and remove the bones while I'm eating. Alright, so just do it however you guys like. This is a dish that contains a lot of natural seasonings. So for that breakdown, I have over here 1 large onion. I also have some bell peppers, red and green. You can choose to use whichever colors you like. I also have 2 large tomatoes that I just diced. And you can't have Jamaican food without some scallion and thyme. So I have some scallion and thyme right here. I also have 6 cloves of garlic that I just finely shredded. I love the flavor of garlic in my rundown. I'm not sure about you, but I love it. And especially because this is a dish that does not contain much additional spices, everything right here helps to just bring it all together. So just for spices, I have a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning, and I also have right here some black pepper. And in this, I have some ground pimento. You can choose to use the whole pimento berries if you choose. Now, the first thing we're going to do is to pour this water off the mackerel. This is some water with vinegar in it. You can use lime juice just to soak away the extra rawness, because we all know the smell of salt mackerel. All right. Yes, so the head, everybody in a this is real down to earth cooking, restaurant quality of course, but of course we're cooking it from home. So I have a pot of water that I have about to boil, so I'm going to put the mackerel inside gently. And we're going to boil this about 2 or 3 times. We want to remove the excess salt. You can always add some lemon juice or some vinegar to just tone down on the smell of the salt mackerel, because it is really fishy. Alright, so we're going to let this come to a boil, and we're going to change the water 2 or 3 times until the excess salt is removed. So while the mackerel is over there boiling away, we're going to start with our coconut milk. All right. We're going to pour this all in a pot. That's just coconut sediment. and we're going to have this on high heat. So this is one cooking process you're going to have on high heat throughout the entire process until it's nearing the end. I'm going to add the Scotch bonnet pepper, also going to add all my garlic, as well as the pimento. And we're just going to give this a quick stir. So as soon as this comes to a boil, then I will begin to add the rest of the ingredients. And we're going to allow it to boil on high heat until we realize that, we call it like the milk begins to cut, or the oil begins to cut in the milk. So once it begins to reduce, we're going to see where the coconut oil begins to separate from the milk curds. Alright, so I'm soon forward. And because I'm serving this with some ground provisions, I have a pot of boiling water over here going. I'm going to just let you guys watch me prepare the ground provisions that I'm going to be using today. Alright guys, so this is what we have been waiting for. The coconut milk is at a boiling point, a rough boil. So we're going to add all the additional ingredients except for the spices and the bell peppers. So our scallion and thyme, tomato, and onion will be going in right now. And we're going to allow these to just flavor the coconut milk until the mackerel goes into the mixture. So we're just going to let this continue boiling until the mackerel is ready. Right, so we're adding the ground provisions to the pot right now. And I don't know how you guys do your boiled food, but for me, I always add the yams and dasheen first, along with the sweet potato. And then after that, I am going to be adding some dumplings. And then after the dumplings, I'm going to put in the boiled bananas last. So now that we have these all in, just give the pot a quick stir just to have everything submerged in the water itself. Don't worry about this foam that is from the yam, and anything that you see getting a dark spot is because it has started to oxidize. So we're going to allow this to come to a boil, and then we're going to be adding the dumplings. So the dumplings are in, and I'm adding the bananas right now. Can just allow them to just stay on top, and the water will boil far up enough to cook them. Alright, so we're just going to allow this to come to a boil, and while I'm doing that, I'll be pouring this off for the second time and transferring it over to the coconut milk. And as you can see, the coconut milk is reducing pretty nicely. Alright, so we're going to throw off that water from the salt mackerel right now. You can choose to give the salt mackerel one final rinse in some cold water, but it's not absolutely necessary. But in the event that there is any additional salt, you can let this sit for about 5 minutes. Add this to the coconut milk. So once we get that in, just give it a quick stir. And just let it sit right here for another 15 minutes at this temperature. At that point, the flavors are going to just begin to marry. Alright, so let's leave them. Let them enjoy them like a marriage for another 15 minutes. Alright guys, so this is what we were waiting for. Do you see that separation of the oil from the curd? Yes, this is almost ready. So we're just going to give the pot a quick stir, and we can reduce our flame to low or medium low at this point. So we're just going to taste. This coconut was absolutely oily. And this is the difference when you use freshly grated coconut in comparison to the one in the can, and you will definitely not get the same result from the powdered coconut milk. You can always substitute for the ones in the can if you have a good brand that you use, but if not, fresh is always best. So we're just going to add the bell peppers right now, along with our black pepper and our all-purpose seasoning, and we're just going to give this a quick stir. And after a minute or two, we'll be turning off the flame and just let this sit for a while, because this is practically done. All right, so after a minute or two, I'll be plating up and I'll be serving, and I'll be showing you guys exactly what my plate will be looking like. All right, so let's zoom forward for a quick update on the boiled food. These are ready as well, guys. Everything is coming together nicely. All right, so there you have it, guys. Mackerel Run Dung gone international. Alright, this is the end of another episode of Dianna in the Kitchen. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel each week. It can only get better from this. So until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, click that post notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. Until next time, this is Dianna in the Kitchen. Thank you so much for watching.